Peter, it's great to have you back on InvestorStream again with more very encouraging drill results at Yerbas Buenas. We understand you have assays to come, but as you've said in the announcement, the core is stunning. So just so shareholders understand it, many shareholders will see 30% or 40% as not high grade, but in actual fact, it's very high grade. Can you explain to us in very simple terms how you grade this magnetite as high grade?
Thanks, Alex. Thanks for the opportunity to chat. Everything's going extremely well with our drilling program. And yes, we continue to be amazed by the quality of some of the intersections and thickness of those intersections. Unlike hematites, which is the majority of iron ore mined in Western Australia, magnetites have to be upgraded. Hematites will exist in the ground as direct shipping ore, so they'll already be 62%. And mining companies actually have to high grade certain areas to get that 62%. Magnetites have to be upgraded, and magnetites typically exist as 20 to 30% iron grade in the ground. And it's a very, very simple process, so that's the process that we intend to follow, and that's the development model is just to simply crush the ore in what's essentially similar to a typical aggregate crushing plant. Crush it to -6 millimeter, run that material over dry drum magnets, extract the magnetite, produce a 62 to 64% Fe concentrate that's sold under the Platts 62% fines benchmark. Essentially, that's it. It's no different to any other magnetite project in Australia or around the world.
Okay, Peter, so if you could paint a picture for us again, you have an ore body emerging over 3 kilometres of strike. I guess when investors think of this magnetite, they think the Pilbara and billions in capex to mine, transport and process. Can you remind us again how Freehill will monetise this ore relatively inexpensively?
That's actually a really good question, Alex, and probably goes to the heart of the Yerbas Buenas project. I suppose we're lucky in the fact that we're extremely well located in terms of infrastructure. We don't have to invest hundreds of millions of dollars on rail lines or ports or anything else, or quite sophisticated crushing plants and pellet feed plants. So our model is essentially just to produce a nominally 62% fines magnetite concentrate. So we're 2 kilometres from the Pan-American Highway. We're 30 kilometres from a very receptive iron ore buyer who operates a pellet feed plant, and that's part of Chile's largest iron ore producer. We're only a kilometre from 2 high voltage power lines, literally just on the northern border of a city of 400,000 people, and that city also has 2 export ports, so we're able to actually keep our infrastructure costs virtually down to a minimum. No need for camps for workers, etc. Compare this to iron ore projects in the Pilbara that, as I said, just have to have hundreds of millions of dollars in infrastructure. Our pathway to production is a really, really simple one. As I mentioned before, it'll essentially be just the construction of a crushing plant and some fairly standard mining approvals, and Chile's extremely pro-mining. So, it's a different model to many of these magnetite projects that seem to be around that are sort of in the order of 500 million to 1.5 billion. Ours, well located, very low capital infrastructure costs, and very, very quick pathway to production.
Thanks, Peter. That provides some pretty good clarity. Just lastly, when do you expect first assays, and what's the current work plan on site at the moment?
We've still got several drill holes left to drill in the magnetite. We're using a local drilling contractor. We've got 2 drill rigs running, and so far it's been absolutely trouble-free. Well, we've already essentially finished the 2 roads to our copper targets so that we can test those targets, and we plan to move one of the drill rigs onto those copper targets middle of this coming week. We intend to finish drilling probably sometime mid-December. Our ore core logging has been a little bit slow, and also there are some issues with our assaying in terms of we're doing our ore preparation of our core in Chile, but we're going to be doing the assaying at a specialist iron ore laboratory in Perth. So first of those samples will be dispatched this week sometime. We expect assays to start coming through in January. Having said that, between now and January, we still expect lots of good news flow coming, and I think the value of our project is probably only just being realised at the moment with this current drilling program and some of our activities.
We thank you very much for taking the time to chat to us today. Thanks for your time.
All right, fantastic. Thanks, Alex.